Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be on a live stream on YouTube. I think it's only my second live over on YouTube. So I'm very excited to be here. I wanted to come online mainly because in the past month or 6 weeks, I've had so many new subscribers subscribe to my channel, which makes me so happy. Thank you so much. So I wanted to come online and give everyone the opportunity to get to know me a little bit, to ask me any questions that you have about me or about English learning, anything really. I don't know where many of my subscribers are from, so I'm so interested to know where you are in the world and why you're learning English. And especially if there are any videos that you'd like to see coming in the next few months. So whilst I'm waiting for some people to join us, I'll talk a little bit about myself, just for any new followers here who want to know a little bit more about me and my teaching and my education background. So my name is Kayleigh. Lots of people ask me to do a pronunciation video about my voice and about my name, how to pronounce it. So my name is pronounced Kayleigh. I'm from the United Kingdom. I grew up there, and I also studied for my bachelor's degree whilst I was in the UK as well, where I studied teaching English as a second or other language. And this is one of the reasons I have this channel. I've been a teacher now for 8 years, which is crazy to think that it's gone so fast, actually. And during that time, I've taught in many different countries around the world. So for the first few years, I started in the UK. Oh, I can see I have one person commenting. You'll have to excuse me if my pronunciation of your name is bad, if it's bad, but I can see it's Jazz. Actually, hi Jazz. He's a good friend of mine, so thank you for joining me. I hope you're well. I hope you can ask the others from the WhatsApp group to join us, so we can all interact together. It's so good to see you. Sorry. So yeah, as I was saying, my name's Kayleigh and I'm from the United Kingdom, and I started my teaching career in the United Kingdom, where I used to work in London, Scotland, and other parts of the world, other parts of the UK. And then after that, I moved to Spain, where I lived for 3 years. And I know I have a lot of Spanish followers because some of my videos are the Spanish to English translations. So hi to anyone from a Spanish-speaking country who's joined my channel in the past month or so. It's so great to have you here. And now I'm living and working in China. I've been here for 3 years, and I love China. I think it's a beautiful place. And here I teach mainly GCSE and A-level English to students who are sort of 16 to 18 years old. So during that time that I've been here, I've had the chance to work with hundreds of students, and I teach all components of English. I teach reading, writing, speaking, and listening to all of my classes. I've also taught Cambridge quite a lot in the past, and also IELTS as well. So I think I do know a lot about the exams, and a lot of people say to me, I really want to pass this exam. I need it for college, I need it for work. And I always suggest to people that the best way I think to learn any language is to find a way that you enjoy doing it. This was true for me with Spanish. My Spanish is not perfect. I always say this to everyone. But I think that it's really important to love learning, actually, and really enjoying it. So that's something I think is really important in my classroom and in my videos. If you watch my YouTube videos, I hope that you can see that. I try to keep it light and fun, and not too much information overload. I think it's important for us to be able to use language and to talk to each other successfully, and to understand each other. I think that's the most important thing in any language, and when people are communicating with others from around the world. So yeah, people often ask me about reading. I think reading can be a very difficult one to improve, because more often than not, we read like exam materials. Even in my own classroom, when you're preparing for the exam, you're always looking at exam materials. But I always encourage my students, and I encourage you guys as well, to really read things that you enjoy, that you have a passion for, that you enjoy, and you're interested in it. I read books so frequently. I'm an avid reader, which means I really love reading. And I'm currently reading this book. It's by Jodi Picoult. It's called My Sister's Keeper. And I think for anyone learning a language, I know it can take a long time to get through a big book like this, but I always recommend, especially trying to read a book that also has the movie adaptation, because that way you are not only able to enhance your reading skills from reading the book, but also when you go to watch the movie, when you're finished, you also have that practice of listening to people using that vocabulary and pronunciating those words, which will obviously help you in your speaking and in your listening as well. And because you already know the storyline from the book and going through all the new words, hopefully when it comes to the movie adaptation, you can really spend more time on the listening parts. You can really switch your mind and switch your attention to those sections so that you can improve a little bit more with your listening skills. So it was just something really important that I was thinking about, because I had a comment asking about how to improve listening. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and just give a little bit of a hi to all my new subscribers who are with me. I can see Jazz is still here. Can I have a link for this book, English 3? I will try my best to have a look and see if I can find something for you. Maybe you can tell me a little bit more about the book, Mustafa. I'm not exactly sure which one precisely it is, but if you can give me a little bit more information, maybe I can have a look for you. And thank you for joining me. It's really great to have you here. Where are you from? And are you new to my channel? If you are, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. So, as I said, I'm living in China at the moment, and currently we are sorry, in the last week of our first term at school, and next week we're going to have quite an extended holiday. So another reason I wanted to come online is because I really want to ask everyone what videos you'd like to see coming up in the next few months. I tend to keep my planning and my recording schedule quite tight. So it's really good to get people's input. I can see Nancy's online. Hi, Nancy. It's so good to speak with you. How is life in China? I really, really love living in China, actually. I live in a very small city, so there aren't many foreign people here, which is good because it makes me have to use some Chinese, but it's very, very difficult. I think if people who can speak Chinese or have learned Chinese, it's an incredible thing because it can be quite difficult. But it's really wonderful here. Oh, where are you from, Nancy? I forget sometimes. I know I've spoken to you in the WhatsApp group, but I'd love to hear what you say. I want audios listening for kids. Okay, so Mustafa, you're looking for listening for children. Yes, I mean, there's so many things on YouTube, but I can also recommend some books for you. There's one book, let me write it in the comments. It's called The English Ladder. I used to use this in Spain when I taught my very, very young children, my young students who were 5 and 6 years old. And they really, really enjoyed it. Some very basic audios for children. Oh, you're from Argentina. Wow. What I really would love to go to Argentina. Is one of the places that is on my list to go and, to live there, to travel there. I'd love to spend some time there. Do you work there, Nancy? What do you do? What kind of work are you in? And the same question. Oh, Mustafa said he's from Egypt. Wow. Welcome to my channel. Again, another place I'd love to go and visit. Unfortunately, because of coronavirus, COVID, traveling is very difficult at the moment. We're very much restricted to where we are, but hopefully when things get a bit better around the world, I can go out and travel again. So yeah, Mustafa, what line of work are you in? What do you do? So what is your job? And how long have you been learning English? I'm very interested to know about all the people who've subscribed to my channel. So yes, just back to a little bit about me. As I was saying to Nancy, I really love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do. As I said, I used to live in Spain. I lived there for 3 years, where I taught in several schools, actually. And I had the chance to work with students from all ages. I taught very young learners, and then I also taught the FCE, CAE, and IELTS exams to slightly older learners. And then I also spent some time in South America, in Ecuador, which was such a fantastic experience, one of my favorite places in the world. And then I decided to come to China. So yes, as Nancy said, a little bit about my life here. I think that China is much more slow-paced compared to living possibly in Europe. I think things here are done a little bit slower, with a little bit more precision, maybe. But it is a wonderful place. The winter is very, very, very cold here, though. That's the worst thing about it. The best thing about living in Spain, and I'm sure in Argentina, the weather can be very, very good. You can enjoy yourself a lot. But here, the weather, it goes from very, very, very cold to very, very, very hot. So sometimes it's difficult to find the in-between. So yeah, as I said, next week I have an extended holiday from school to celebrate the Chinese New Year, and we will be on holiday for 3 weeks. So I plan to film some new videos. So Nancy, Mustafa, if you have some videos you particularly like me to do, you can leave me a comment, and I'll try my best to do some filming for you. So Mustafa, you are an English teacher. You've been teaching English for 14 years. Wow, incredible. So I can see that you say you want audios for children. So how old are the students that you teach? Do you teach in Egypt? That must be a fantastic experience. You've been teaching English much longer than I have, so maybe you can give me some hints and tips as well. I think it's a great place for other teachers to meet each other and share their experiences and what they've been doing in the classroom. Talking a little bit about my classroom, it is my pride and joy, which means it's something that, I'm extremely happy. When I walk into my classroom every day, I'm always so happy. I think it's a wonderful, beautiful place, and it just makes me feel good to be there teaching. So hi, Emily. You're from Peru. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that. And you've asked me a question. Can you help me with the word recommend? Recommend. Yes, of course. So the pronunciation, I'll say it once more, is recommend. Recommend. And this means if you recommend something, it means that you tell somebody else, this is a good thing, it can help you, and you should try to use this. You should try to do it. Let me give you an example. Oh, I would love to recommend my English channel to you. So I think it was a good idea if you use my English channel to prepare for your English exam, for example. I hope that answers your question, Emily. Really happy to have you here. If you have any more questions, please do put them into the comments. I can see you're from Peru, very close to Ecuador. I was there a few years ago. I think South America is such a beautiful place. the scenery was absolutely phenomenal. It was beautiful. So you're very lucky from a very beautiful part of the world. And I'd love to go back. So thank you for your question. I hope it answers your question for you. So yeah, going back a little bit about my classroom. Overall, I have another YouTube channel, which is more about my personal life and things that I do. So you can also go there because I like to do kind of a video tours of my classroom, and you get to see me kind of there and my daily life and the things that I do. That's my channel, my other channel. So I'll post the link a little bit later. Do you speak Spanish? Un poquito. My Spanish is not perfect by any means, but I do have a number of videos on my channel which are Spanish to English translations. I've been doing it. I've done a few videos, and I know that they are very popular. So I hope to plan and record a few more over the holidays. The ages of the kids are 6 to 9. Wow. Doing that for 14 years, that's incredible. I think you have to have so much energy and enthusiasm in your classroom, which I think is really, really important. But I will definitely see if I can help you with some audios or some book recommendations that you could possibly use with your students. I teach English. I've been preparing. Okay, so you also teach English to kids. Oh, thank you so much. I would love to come to Argentina. It'd be a dream of mine, actually. And I think that's wonderful. You know, you're saying you're preparing to be an excellent teacher. Even as a teacher who's been teaching for 8 years, and I have a master's degree in education, I think that, you know, to be an excellent teacher, we always have to improve ourselves. And I think that's true for any teacher, not just an English teacher who's from another country. I think it's true for all of us. We have to always keep working and preparing to be better in the classroom. I think the classroom changes so quickly. There are always new methodologies and different things. So we always have to, you know, being a teacher is also about learning, and we also have to find new ways to engage our students. So Nancy, how old are the students that you teach as well? I'm interested to know that. But yeah, Mustafa, going back to that, I would say the students who are, you know, 6 to 9, I always recommend, when I was teaching them, I actually refrained from using too many textbooks and kind of texts. I think it's better to, you know, plan the lesson around some videos and this kind of content for them. I think that it's more interactive and possibly more useful for them, as their level of English and the way they'll be using it is more for speaking to each other and doing some simple tasks. But I do think that it takes a very special person to teach young students like that for such a long time. So congratulations. It must be very rewarding to see these little kids at the end of the day. So I think it's wonderful. So yeah, now that I'm in China, I'm coming into this will be my 4th year in China. And I'm actually head of English at our school, which gives me, you know, a great opportunity to try to help some of the other English teachers as well, developing our curriculum, which is always really interesting. So it's great to see that I have so many teachers on my stream today, so that we can talk a little bit more about teaching, instead of, you know, as opposed to just the English learning. I'm in the advanced level. I'm preparing the international exam, and someone told me if you use Okay, sorry, Emily, I'm just reading your message here. So you're at the advanced level. So first of all, congratulations. That's fantastic. Definitely not an easy thing to achieve. And now you're going to prepare for the international exam. Is that the IELTS examination that you're going to be sitting, or is it a different one? And leave me a comment to tell me which one. I recommend her to come. Yes, so we would say, you know, I recommend that she comes to the party, for example. I recommend that she does this, etc., etc. I hope that helps a little bit. So we would just say, I recommend that and then the subject. I recommend that he does this particular thing. I recommend that she does this. I hope that helps you a little bit. But I'm very interested to know which examination you're sitting in particular. Is it the IELTS exam, CAE? I recommend she comes. You can say that I recommend she comes to the party. That one's perfectly fine. Yes, definitely. You could say that. I recommend she comes to the party. And you can also use that, as the relative pronoun as well. I recommend that he does this. And I recommend she comes is also correct. So I hope that helps you. Great. Thanks so much. I'm so glad I could help you with that. But no, I mean, really good luck to you in your exam. When are you sitting your examination? It's not easy to get to the advanced level, so congratulations for that. And I wish you well in your upcoming exam. We all have our fingers crossed for you at English with Kayleigh, that you can get the top grade, which I'm sure that you will. So good luck. So yeah, and now I'm here and I'm getting ready for summer. My students are also going to be sitting their exams just like Emily. Their exams are starting in March when we'll do the speaking exam. I've actually been thinking about recording some dictation practice for my channel. Some people said they would like to have some listening practice and some speaking practice as well. So I'm hoping to record some sentences, some simple and some more complex, that can help people to listen and to dictate, or to just listen to the intonation and the flow of the language, so that when they come to do exams or anything like this, they can use that. So I think that would be really useful. That's something that I'm going to work on. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, I will ask you please to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's so incredibly helpful for me to grow my channel. I started this channel about a year ago now, actually, when we were in the first lockdown from coronavirus. And it's really, really grown, and I'm really excited about this venture. So I would ask that if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to ask you to do so, to support me, and also so I can support you in your English language learning. And of course, for other teachers as well. I think it's so nice to have a community online where you can talk to each other about these, these different types of, topics about when we are teaching in the classroom, what it's like, what our students are like, and the things we can do to help each other. I think is really, really wonderful. So as I said, I just wanted to pop on and see if anybody had any questions. So if any of my listeners are here now and you have some questions for me, please, you can write them in the comment box and I will try to answer them as best I can. It can be about me or about English, or anything in general. Oh, I can see that this is one of my top fans in my Facebook page, and I don't want to say his name wrong. So maybe you have to write it down for me, like phonetically, so I don't get it wrong. But I think it's Yonkai. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I see you all the time over on my Facebook page, so it's really nice to see you here. I hope you're well. What are you up to today? Yeah, let me know in the comments so that we can have a little conversation. Thanks for your time. I always record kids when they're reading, when they watch it, they're really excited. Oh, I think that's such a wonderful thing, especially when they can watch it back, and they can see like the progress that they've made and how they're doing. My students are 16 and 17, so they always get so embarrassed when I film them. They just, no, I don't want to be on camera, please, please, please. But I think it's so wonderful with little kids. They get so excited to do these kinds of things. So it's interesting how different students want, different things in the classroom. But yes, my students are very anti-camera. They don't want to be on camera at all, actually. So I like to hear and understand a little more. That's incredible, Nancy. I really think that just being able to understand each other and communicate makes you a very successful English speaker. And I've spoken to you several times. I know that your English is fantastic, actually. Young Kaiser, yes, I'm the top one. You definitely are. I see your name all the time. And it's so wonderful to have you over here on my YouTube channel. You have to remind me. I'm getting a lot of followers now. So please remind me, where are you from and why are you studying English? I know your English level is very good because you always get the questions right that I pose. You always get them correct. So I know your English is very impressive. So I'm really happy to have you here. Uh, so yeah, no, as I said to Nancy, I think it's wonderful just to be able to communicate with people and to understand people from all around the world, not just native people. You know, we have to be able to understand each other in business and at work. And a lot of the time it's non-natives with other non-native speakers, or, you know, natives and non-natives. We'll have to come together with this kind of global English, you know. Maybe it's not perfect English, but, you know, it's an English that we can all use to understand each other and respect each other, which I think is wonderful. So yeah, I'm just so happy to spend some time with you guys. I think that I'm always online. I'm always working with the videos, but sometimes I don't have the chance to interact. Osman, I'm hoping that I've pronounced your name correctly. I see you're from Colombia. Hi, bienvenidos, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please let me know in the comments a little bit about yourself. Why you're learning English. Are you new to my channel? If you are, I'm really happy to have you here. So yeah, please leave some comments in the comment box so I can know a little bit more about you. I'm from Mexico. Why I'm studying English is to get a girlfriend. That's a great reason to be studying English. I have a very good video on YouTube, which is specifically about different ways to say that I love you and different ways to say love expressions to people in English. So I will leave the link for that one just for you, Yunkai. That's an important one. I mean, what else can I say? It's an excellent reason to study a language. But yeah, definitely check out that video if you haven't already. It's very popular. And talking about that, it is Valentine's Day coming up next month, I believe, February the 14th. Is that the same in your countries? We do that. We celebrate a day of love and happiness. Mustafa, I can let pupils act in the class as a teacher. What about you? Yes, I love doing this. This for me is something very, very, very exciting. Often my students will stand up and they will act. Maybe they will give a presentation, but this is especially helpful when people are revising and reviewing situations or topics that you've done. Then I may say, okay, you are going to be responsible for this topic and you're going to be responsible for this topic. And I let them stand up and teach a short segment about maybe how to complete a reading or maybe some vocabulary that they've learned. And that is something that my students really enjoy, even at 16 or 17. So that's really interesting that they still like to do that as they grow up. Do you have a British accent? Because I don't listen. Yes. So yes, my accent is British. I'm from Wales, which is in the UK. I think that the thing about my particular accent is when I was younger, I had a very thick Welsh accent when I used to speak. And when I went to university, I really had to learn how to use a teacher voice. So I used to speak much more flatly and slowly. But I do think sometimes it's maybe not as well used in exams as American English, at least American speakers. So the accent is a little more difficult. So I apologize for that, but it is great practice for you. So wherever you go in the world, you can always understand them. I can see somebody online from another perspective. So wherever you go in the world, you can always understand them. I can see somebody online from another perspective in the comment section, so we can interact a little bit. And yeah, there you'll see my video from Spanish to English, some expressions. just like I love you, kiss me, and these kinds of things. So Yunkai, in time for Valentine's Day. Yes, Nancy says the same. Valentine's Day, February the 14th. And Nancy, who will you be spending Valentine's Day with? I think that it's a very, very popular day in America and in Britain as well. So it's great to see that other countries celebrated. What do you guys typically do for Valentine's Day? I think for us, it's very much a dinner, a movie kind of situation where you go out with your partner. But I think that we should love our partners every day, not just on Valentine's Day. So we have to be nice to them. But no, it's great to see that you celebrate it in Argentina as well. China does not celebrate it in February. I believe they celebrate it in November. Because there is a day that in Chinese, it sounds like I love you. I will teach you a little bit of Chinese, actually. So to say I love you in Chinese, you say 我爱你,我爱你. And 我爱你 means I love you. And there is a particular date in November, I believe. And it sounds like 我爱你. The date sounds like I love you in Chinese. So that's when they celebrate like the day of love, they call it. So a little bit different to us back home in the West. So yeah, no, that's super interesting to know, different cultures, they celebrate different things. And that's really, really interesting. This is also something I try to do in my classroom. As I said, we have Chinese New Year coming up. So we'll have a big celebration for that in class, which I'm super excited about. Christmas is always such a big celebration for us in the West. And I've tried to bring that here to China as well. So it'll be interesting to see now about the Chinese New Year and that celebration. Pren, is it? Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm sorry if my pronunciation is a little bad for all the different names. Please correct me. Welcome. Hi, thank you for joining us. Please tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Why are you learning English? And thank you for coming onto my channel and interacting with me a little bit. So yeah, I just think that it's a wonderful chance to talk to other people. And as I said, I've been hiding away, recording and filming. I've actually just bought a new microphone for my videos, because some people said that the microphone I use at the moment is one attached to the camera, and sometimes it doesn't pick things up very clearly. So they recommended a specific new one that I can order. So I've ordered it, and it should be coming in a few weeks. So hopefully my new videos will be a little bit clearer, and that's what I'm hoping. So Prem, you're from India. Wow, incredible. There was a teacher here before who was from India, always spoke about his city, said how amazing it was. Again, another beautiful place I'd love to go and visit. I have a question for you. Is the Taj Mahal really as beautiful as it looks? It looks incredible in photos. It's a place I'd love to visit. Where are you from in India? Are you from one of the major cities, or are you from a smaller city? I'm interested to know a little bit more. When you appear in live videos. So if you're talking about live videos, I used to stream a lot on Facebook. But in recent months, I've taken a step back from Facebook. So I would like to do some more lives on YouTube. So maybe I will come up with a schedule, maybe once a month or maybe more frequently, where I can come on. Is that something that you would be interested in? If it is, I'm happy to just be here having conversations with people. I think that's a great way to practice English as well, just interacting and talking to somebody. So I'm happy to do that, actually, if it's something people are interested in. But yeah, this is only my second live on YouTube. Wow, I've been going for 35 minutes. So it's going okay, I think. It's very strange for me when I do lives, because in my classroom, I never feel nervous, actually. But then when I come on, on a live stream, I realize that I am just Kayleigh. Whereas in my classroom, I'm always Miss or Mrs. So you can maybe pretend to act like somebody else. Emily, I was just looking for a British teacher to get acquainted. But where are you going to find her channel? Well, you can find my channel right here. So if you subscribe to English with Kayleigh, I have loads of videos there, especially for things like you were just talking about, verbs and prepositions and collocations. Um, yeah, I think those will be really helpful for you, actually. So I would definitely check out some of my videos there, especially things like phrasal verbs and collocations. They're really great for these advanced levels, for writing, speaking, these kinds of things. So I definitely recommend having a look through my videos. Yeah, and finding which ones you think are most suited to you. But I would definitely recommend my phrasal verb section and some collocations. Here we can learn English accents in my career. I need to speak like you to pass yes. All right. So the phonetics. Okay, you have an exam for this. Um, well, this is one thing that I always recommend is just listening to natural conversation. I think some people, especially when they prepare for exams, they'll look at these specific exam questions, which is really great. But I think it's also very useful just to listen to natural conversation, as a way to, really identify the different sounds that people make. So yeah, I hope that this video can help you at least to train your ear to some of the things that you hear. So yeah, that's a great comment. Thank you for that. And you have to pass an exam as well, Nancy. So good luck to you. Now English, it is really, really difficult to be a fantastic, not only fantastic English speaker, but a fantastic English teacher, even as a native person. I know that, it's not an easy thing to do. So I tip my hat off to you. I take my hat off to you, which means I think that, a lot of respect for you. Actually, it's not easy. So yes, these are the things that I'm going to be working on for the next couple of months. I'm hoping to open a website, actually, which is not only for students, also for teachers. So Nancy, Mustafa, I'm hoping to open a website where I can allow you guys to download some materials that I use in class. Mustafa, hopefully I will have some things from my years of teaching children that could possibly help you. And for Nancy as well, I think, like, as an English teacher preparing, maybe I have some lesson plans I can share with you and these kinds of things to really make sure that when you step in the classroom, you feel really, really prepared. So I'm working on that, and I'm hoping to get that up later this year. I'm definitely taking it slow because I want things to be of good quality, not just anything that I put out on the internet. So I'm taking my time with it, and I'm trying to